Fourth time in a row here for Hasan. Hasan, remember, we have a rule. You should not be submitting every month. You should wait a couple of months and then submit again, because otherwise, first, you're taking the spot away from someone that might not have submitted before. And second, there's not a lot of things that you might be able to do in a month, especially at the high level of portfolios that we want to see, right? Let's see. I prepared a portfolio for a summer internship position at a billion-dollar mobile game company, but I got rejected from all the companies applied to this month. I don't know what to do. Your feedback is very important to me. Well, first of all, that sucks. That really, really, really sucks. But I'm going to give you the exact same advice that I gave you last time, man. You need to finish your pieces, okay? These are not finished pieces. This is just the clay render, right? Like, not even a clay render. This is just a modeling showcase. And it's not bad. Like, you did like a nice little model, but it's a relatively simple model. Like, this is the kind of stuff that that you can learn in literally like 20 hours of doing 3D. In 20 hours of doing 3D, be it Maya or Blender, you can get to this level of modeling, right? So that's why you might be having issues getting or landing a job, because why would I hire you as an artist if anyone else who's learning 3D should be able to do this kind of stuff, right? So this one looks a little bit more finished. I like it. But again, the issue here is that you're just using very basic materials. There's no texture. I can guarantee, well, not guarantee, but I can bet that there's no textures here, and that you're using materials from within Blender probably to get this. And again, it looks cartoonish, but if you added a little bit of rust, if you added a little bit of scratches, you know, with proper UVs and proper things, it might give me a little bit of a better understanding of your skill level. Because right now, the only skill level that I see in your portfolio is that you know how to model a lot of modular and sort of like cartoon looking elements, which is fine. You have some clean modeling skills, that's good. But if you don't have rendering skills, if you don't have, texturing skills, then it's going to be very difficult for me to give you a shot, right? Like, you guys, and this is important, because I feel like we also are a little bit entitled in that sense. I know we all always complain about capitalism and things like that, but you gotta understand there's someone on the other side of the hiring process, right? So if I'm an HR person and I'm hiring someone, I need to put myself in their shoes and be like, what are they looking for? Would I hire myself if I was in their position? Because if I wouldn't, then you already have your answer, right? Like, what skills am I offering? What am I doing with my portfolio, with my way of presenting myself, to make myself available or to make myself desirable by a company or by a studio, right? What separates me from everyone else? And that's the main thing that I see on this portfolio right here, Hasan. That I know that, for instance, people who take the Maya course, where's the Maya course? This one right here. Like, this is what they teach on the Maya course. And the Maya course is what, 10 hours? Yeah, 10 hours of content. So in 10 hours of content, I can take someone who has never done 3D before in their lives to this result right here, which looks very similar to this right here. So you are competing against someone who's just starting their career as well. That's why you really need to do something, Hasan, that shows me that you can do something that no one else can, or that it's a lot more difficult for someone to do. And I can see that you're here on the channel. Don't worry, I don't mind that you submit every month. It's fine. It's just that I've been telling you this past 4 months, and I need you to really get it in your head. You need to show me the full process, okay? I'm gonna give you a very simple exercise, and I encourage you to submit this on our webs channel or on our 3D channel there on the Discord. Take the submarine right there, okay? That's a cool little submarine thing that you did. Take that submarine, learn about UVs, do proper UVs for that submarine, learn about textures, do proper textures for that submarine right there. Someone here mentioned the Lego movie. Yeah, use those as reference, because you can still have a cartoony look while having simple, clean textures. You know, a couple of scratches here and there, a very nice plastic sheen, those kind of elements. Do those kind of things, and then present that submarine as a final prop that could live in this environment, not just a model with cool or clean materials here from Blender, okay? So do that and see if that would be your, if that's something that you can do, or this big boat right here. How can I choose the 3D sub-branch I should specialize in? The first thing you need to do is explore all the branches, man. Again, from your portfolio, I'm not sure and you can confirm this to me right here on the chat if you want. Do you know how to use UVs? Do you know how to use Substance Painter, for instance? Do you know how to render with other types of lights, other types of information? Because if you don't know how to do that, I would encourage you to explore those things first, and then once you explore those things, decide what you want to do for the next stage, okay? There we go. Luan Almeida says, when does the portfolio review? We usually open them at the end of the month. You need to join our Discord, and in the Discord we randomly open, so you need to be on the lookout. It's usually on the final week of the month when we do that, and that's where you can submit. Now, Devil, I've tried Mesh AI. I actually tried to use it for a project a couple of weeks ago. It sucks. I gave it a very simple prop, a very simple thing that I wanted to get done, and it couldn't even give me like a nice clean mesh. Well, like not even the proportions were right. So far, I don't think it's good. Maybe later, if it improved, it could be something a little bit more interesting. RPR says, what are your opinions on balancing portfolio work and commercial work? It's been almost a year I don't do portfolio stuff, only commissions. My work is not really learning and improving this way. Are those commissions worthy of being part of your portfolio? If they are, upload them. If they're not, you need to do a little bit of sacrifices there. And that's another thing that we've mentioned about. It's if you go and look at the story of 99% of those successful people out there, and I'm talking about every business, one thing that they're going to tell you is that they had to sacrifice certain things, right? So if you're like, hey, in my day-to-day job from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm doing commissions and they are like very bad. They are not meant to be for my portfolio. And I don't have anything on my portfolio. Well, that means that maybe when you get home and you have dinner and you take a bath or whatever, instead of playing your favorite game for 1 hour, you're going to have to do 3D for 1 hour, and you're going to have to work on your portfolio for 1 hour. It means that maybe on the weekends, instead of, again, going out and getting drunk with your friends, maybe one of the weekends on the freaking month, you're going to stay home and you're going to work for 6 hours on a personal project. You will need to do a little bit of sacrifice there. And I know we don't like sacrificing stuff. It sucks to sacrifice things, but we cannot get the results we want unless we do the sacrifices we need, right? So try to see if those commission pieces can be part of your portfolio and you have the authorization to do them, include them. If they cannot be part of your portfolio and you don't feel like they have the level, then you need to find a way, get better at your time management, to start creating pieces that will help you on your portfolio, okay? Hopefully that helps. Oh, let's go ahead. Let me finish my cookie, guys, because I'm a little bit hungry right now. Personally, my UV software is Rhizome UV. Yeah, Rhizome is very good. I still do most of my cuts inside of Maya because I'm faster there. But then when I need to pack or do some adjustments, I like to jump into Rhizome. Yeah, there you go, Vitor Fernandez. I'm gonna share something quite personal about myself, guys, but this is one of the things that I did. This is a little bit of a fun story. When I think I was 18 at that time, and I was working in my family's business with my dad. He's company consultant. He goes to manufacturing companies and helps them with team building and leadership, like changes, culture changes, to make sure that things flow nicely. I was helping them because he had a big project in the US back at the time in John Deere. And I was working as a translator, right? Like I was an interpreter because he doesn't know English very well. And we met like the contact over there at John Deere. He was asking me, hey, what are you gonna do? And at that time I told him I'm working here with my dad because we're saving, because I want to go to Noman, right? I want to go to LA and I want to study 3D. It's like, oh, that's awesome. And then I made a comment, half jokingly and half serious, where I said, yeah, I want to go in LA, you know, meet people, maybe meet a girl, you know, have fun. And he looked dead serious at me and he's like, you're not gonna do that. It's like, oh, what do you mean? I was getting a little bit scared because he was getting very, very serious. He's like, you're going to have an opportunity, he told me, that not a lot of people have. You're going to be able to go to a really good school and you're going to be able to learn 3D or whatever it is you want to do. You got to make good use of that opportunity. He told me, focus. How long was the school? And I told him 3 years. And he's like, focus, 3 years. Don't do anything. Don't party. Don't date. Don't do anything. Just focus on freaking 3D for 3 years. And after that, do whatever you want. But just focus, sacrifice everything. He told me, sacrifice everything for these 3 years of your education. Because if you do that, I guarantee you, he told me, that you're going to have a better odds of success than those who go there and try to do everything else at the same time. And I did follow his advice. I mean, I still did go out, you know, to the movies with friends, have dinner, things like that. I was not just like on the computer 24/7. But I did took that advice to heart, and I said, hey, you know what? I will do that. And I sacrificed a lot of my time and a lot of those 3 years to really focus on my study because I knew I had that opportunity. And I think it paid off. Like, I feel myself in a very good position nowadays. So I think it paid off to really focus on the things that he told me to focus. So that's the exact same thing I'm telling you guys right now. If you have the opportunity to focus on something, if you're studying right now, you're already more, again, you have a way more advantage that something or someone else who doesn't have the opportunity to, for instance, go full-time for school. As you just saw right here, someone was mentioning he works full-time on a grocery store, I think he said, and then he goes and does 3D and in his free time. So, like, it's important that we are very honest with ourselves and be like, am I really wasting time here? Am I using the best of my abilities to get the best possible thing? And if it's not, then you gotta reevaluate what you think it's important for you in life, okay? I think it's worth it, Hasan. If the goal that you have in mind, Hasan is asking, was it worth it to do that sacrifice? I think it was, because if the goal that you have in mind is really what, like, is inside your heart, you know, it's really what you want to do, then it's awesome, right? It does pay off. Do I regret it? No. Would I change some things? Maybe. Like, maybe I would lose a little bit of that intensity, maybe like a 10% just to meet a little bit more people, for instance, network a little bit more. But as they say, hindsight is, or hindsight is 20/20, right? So I think it's worth it. Those sacrifices are worth it. And I'm going to give you another one, guys. I'm going to give you another piece of lore here. And this is going to sound very corny, I know, but I have a daughter, right? She's 4 years old. And when you have a kid, I know not everyone here has a kid, but when you have a kid, it is true that your whole freaking perspective changes. And at that point, it's like, there's a little human here that I need to make sacrifices for, because her well-being is more important than everything else right now. So I've been in that situation, like in those funny commercials where I'm in the supermarket and I see a freaking PlayStation 5 and I see the diapers and the formula and all of the baby food and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, well, we gotta go this way, right? Because at this point, I cannot sacrifice the well-being of my family, right, for something that I like. So it's that sort of like gratification thing that you need to understand, that, yeah, sacrifices are worth it. And if you ask me, in art, in your life, in everything that you do, making those sacrifices is indeed worth it, as long as you're completely sure of what you want in life. If for you, having a family is not worth it, don't have a family, and that's fine. If for you, sacrificing your time to do 3D is not worth it and you prefer to go partying with your friends because that's what you value the most, that's fine. But don't come back complaining 2 weeks later that you're not have a good portfolio piece, or you're not getting leads to get a job because you're not making the sacrifice to work on your 3D, right? That's the kind of like a irony that I find sometimes with some of my students, where they complain about not being able to get to the point where they want to be in their 3D career, but then they're not making the decisions, or they're not taking the time to pursue that particular path. So, I mean, to me, it's very obvious. If you're not putting in the time, you're not going to get the goal. But I don't know. It can be a little bit complicated there. So, there we go. Let's go back to portfolio review. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep ranting forever. So, that one, 3D artist says, how do you take a break when you feel overwhelmed after working as hard as you do? Yeah, I just do that. Like, yesterday, I played Monster Hunter at night, like at 10 p.m., right? And then I downloaded Pokemon Sun, Ultra Sun. I want to play Pokemon Ultra Sun. So I have my ways to get out of the routine and have some rest. Like, last week, it was Easter week here in Mexico. It's a very big week. I took 1 day off. And it's like, this day, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to play, spend time with my family, and that's it. So it's, again, it's a balance thing. It's a balance of the whole, like, process, okay? Let's see. Where are we? Okay, yeah, so that was Hasan. Awesome. Let's go to the next one.